Juaron, I appreciate the time, man.
Yeah.
I know you had a great start, against Gonzaga on last Sunday. I know you went 7 innings. Sorry, hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, so you went 7 innings. You only gave up a hit. Struck out seven. So just what were you able to do that made you so successful? In that start.
Establishing a strike zone with my fastball. That honestly is, I think, what any pitcher, if they can do that, they can do well because of the off speed playing off of it. But my success came from establishing the strike zone early with the fastball, and then my curveball was working really well that day. So got a lot of swing and misses on that as well. So it was and then I had great defense behind me. Obviously, I had Connor Burns behind the plate. That's the defense catcher ever. So it was a great day.
Nice, nice. You've started 4 games this year. You're the Sunday starter for Long Beach State right now. Just through these 4 starts, how have you been feeling through these 4 starts so far? I know this is a little bit of the first taste of college baseball you've gotten. You redshirted last year,
Mhm.
and I know in 2020, your senior year, or 2021, the spring season at Hanford High got cut short because of the pandemic. So how have you been feeling so far through these 4 starts?
Good. It's honestly like the first start in Mississippi, that was crazy. Especially all those fans against the national champs, and that was kind of just getting my feet wet, and it was awesome. Honestly, wasn't as nervous as I thought I was gonna be. I feel like I was prepared. I had prepared myself through the fall and early into the spring before season had started. So I've honestly felt good. I feel like I'm supposed to be here. Feels good to be here. So.
Just coming out of Hanford High School, I know the journey to get to Long Beach State was a little bit, you had to go through a couple things so far, but can you just talk a little bit about the journey of why you picked Long Beach State and what made that such a great fit for you right now?
So after the whole Texas Tech situation, I was kind of scrambling on where I was going to go. Obviously, it was close. It was like a month and a half, 2 months before school was supposed to actually start. So, just hearing the coaches out, and then once I had talked to Coach V, and we kind of just hit it off. I had talked to Dev Harrison about what he kind of does here and the way the programs ran. And Long Beach is a great area. It has a great history. It's the Dirtbags next to LA, so that's nice. But it was kind of just felt right, especially with him being the pitching coach and his history with pitching and who he's had under him and where he's gotten them. So that's why it was kind of a good fit for me.
Well, what did it feel like? You mentioned it earlier. The first game you got to pitch in was against Mississippi State, the defending national champions. Over there. What was it like just to make that your first college start? Especially not being able to pitch because of the pandemic, your senior year at Hanford, and then redshirting last year. Just to make that your first start. I mean, what was that like for you? Like you said.
It's like a dream come true, honestly. Like your first start is going to be against a top team in the nation who won the championship last year. Like that's not everybody can say that. They say their first start is against somebody that's kind of mediocre, but I can say my first start was against somebody that was really good. And I thought I did pretty decent. Obviously I didn't go the length that I wanted to, but it was, like I said, it's a dream come true that was my first collegiate start.
In the 4 starts you've had, your record doesn't really signify how good you've been pitching. I know you're 0-1 on the season. You've started 4 games. You have 26 strikeouts, which leads, I believe, the pitching staff at Long Beach State right now. But just, what have you learned about yourself through these first 4 starts, I guess, mentally that, you could take to keep growing, going forward the rest of the season?
I think that one of the things that I've worked on is just being tough. I mean, obviously, like, I feel like I'm a tough guy, I think, but getting ahead of batters is being tough. Like when you fall behind 2-0, that's not being a great pitcher. I mean, once you get ahead and you can attack those hitters, that's one of the things I think I take from it, because that's why I find my success in the games that I haven't done well. I'm falling behind in counts, and then that's when I sort of get into trouble because of walks and things like that. But yeah, just getting ahead of batters and making sure my presence is felt on the mound, I think.
I kind of was mentioning, I know your senior year at Hanford High, you didn't get to pitch because of the pandemic. That was going to be a big year for you. Last year, redshirting. Just how good did it feel, to get into a competitive, I guess, environment after having to deal with, not being able to play because of the pandemic, and then, last year, just redshirting.
It was good. Honestly, got it this summer when I went to Brockton for summer ball. That was a good first taste of actual like obviously it's not the same as collegiate baseball, but I got to face college hitters. I was in a college environment with other players. And that's where I feel like I kind of got it back again, because sitting down for 2 years and not actually playing a game is tough, especially. But I think that once I got into that, that's when I got my competitive nature back and things started to click again. And it allowed me to translate it into this season, hopefully to keep it going.
I know you guys have a game tomorrow, I believe, against UConn. And then you have a 3-game series against Hawaii coming up to open the Big West play. You're probably going to pitch on Sunday, so you probably won't pitch in this game that I'm going to be talking about coming up here. But next Tuesday, March 22nd, you guys come to Fresno State, to play. Like I said, I don't know what you're scheduled to pitch in. I don't think you're going to pitch in that game. But just what's it going to be like for you to come back to the Central Valley, close to Hanford, Fresno, and just being able to be there to play against Fresno State?
It's been cool because Fresno State, I had talked to them. They're one of the first schools that had talked to me, so it'd be kind of awesome to play against them. And especially being back home, I don't go home very often, so I'm going to have a good bit of fans there. So that'll be nice. I mean, I wish I was pitching, but it is what it is. But it's gonna be nice to be back home and be able to see my family and my friends.
And that's what I was going to mention too. How much family do you think you'll have at that game? Even though, like you said, you're probably not going to pitch. They'll probably come out still. Support you, support Long Beach State. Just how much is that going to mean to you to have your family there or friends from Hanford, go up to that game?
It's gonna be good because I mean, when I was in Massachusetts, my mom was only able to come out to one game. Obviously, when they're watching, it's way different than when they're in person watching the game. But especially my friends haven't seen me actually throw in person since high school. So it'll be really nice for them to be able to get out there and see me just on the field. And hopefully soon enough, once we go to like Bakersfield or Cal Poly, they'll actually be able to see me throw.
I just, I look at your social media, I know Hanford does still support you, they retweet your stuff or share a story on your Instagram. So just how much does that support mean to you, that your hometown of Hanford, still supports you through, the journey that you've been on?
A lot, because I mean, I want to put on for Hanford. That was one of the things that I wanted to do. I mean, I have a couple whys, and one of the things is because Hanford doesn't get a lot of recognition. We have a lot of talent in Hanford, and I think that there's other guys like Juju and Jordan, just Ryan. I mean, there's a couple guys who just have tried to put Hanford on the map. So I think it's really cool that they're behind me, supporting me. Yeah.
And then, just going forward the rest of the season, I know you guys still have a long way to go. You guys are 7-7. Long Beach State is overall right now. Like you said, you guys did play Mississippi State and won a couple of those games. I know there was a little struggle there. You guys have won, I think, your last 2 games. So just as a team, how good do you guys think you guys can be this year?
We could be a great team, but we have a good, I mean, I think we have one of the best teams in the nation. Obviously our record doesn't show that. We haven't played to our best ability yet. And I think that's scary for other teams, especially like the Mississippi States and Gonzagas, because we didn't play our best series against them. We for sure should have played better, but I think it's early still, and we have a lot more we have this conference to get even better. And we should be an Omaha team for sure, but we just got to keep working and getting there.
And then just personally for you, what goals do you have, the remaining of the season? Like I said, your record doesn't indicate how good you've been pitching so far. Being a redshirt freshman and getting the opportunity to be a Sunday starter, is pretty big. So just, what's your goals going forward the rest of the year?
Just to keep giving my team great starts, allowing them I need to do my job so we can win baseball games. That's the important thing. Obviously, we come down to rubber matches on Sundays too. So to win every game that I can, pitch to the best of my ability, give our team the best chance to win.
what would you say is the biggest thing you learned or that you've grown that you feel like in these first four starts, from the first start you had against Mississippi State to this last start against Gonzaga, which was probably by far the best start you've had of your college career so far?
Not to be so fine. I feel like obviously you want to be perfect, but you don't have to be perfect. Batters are gonna get themselves out if you pitch the way you're supposed to. And I think that is one of the things I take away, because in my first start, I feel like I was trying to be too fine with pitches, and that's when I got into trouble with balls and pitch count getting higher. But I think that if I can just pound the strike zone and make a mistake every now and then, but that those mistakes will be outs. Like they're always going to be home runs or things like that. So just not to be too fine, just to pitch, honestly.
Well, sounds good. Well, Juaron, I appreciate the time, man.
Yeah.
I know you're going to represent Hanford really well, going forward. And I'm probably going to head out to that game at Fresno State. Even though you might not pitch, I'll be out there. But I appreciate the time.
Yeah, I appreciate you getting me on for this interview, man. I really do.
Sounds good. And then just before I let you go, any message you want to give to your family or your friends in Hanford or just the Central Valley as it is?
I mean, I'm gonna do my best, man. I appreciate all the support. Shoot, I don't really know what else. I mean, I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna do whatever I'm supposed to make sure I make you guys proud.
All right, appreciate it, Juaron. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, man.